I'm Troy Baker. I play the Joker in Batman Arkham Origins.
I'm Roger Craig Smith. I am the voice of Batman in Batman Arkham Origins.
I present to you the death of the Batman.
When I first found out that I got the role, I ran. I was terrified, petrified, because I knew what it entailed. It's such a huge, iconic character, and the names that you would be put up with. I'm not saying that you're, equal to, but just counted amongst is a pretty hefty role. And what's so great is that I sat down and talked with the team, and they kind of walked me through what it exactly was that they were wanting to accomplish. And it wasn't, hey, we want you to do your Mark Hamill impression, because other than that, just get Mark Hamill. He's brilliant at it. There's no one that's going to do it better than him. But it was really about us exploring a younger, more unformed, raw version of who the Joker was. And so that allows us to have some freedom within this framework that's been built up by not only the Arkham franchise, but inside the entire Batman lore, and to really kind of postulate what this, again, more unhoned version of who the Joker is. And so that's what made me really go from petrified to more electrified and excited about the role.
For me, just that phone call coming in was elation and trepidation all at the same time, because you knew this is such an iconic character, and all eyes are going to be on you, and it's so beloved by so many fans, that it was a tremendous amount of responsibility and pressure along with it. But thankfully we're in such good hands with Eric Holmes, creative director on the game, that right away I was like, okay, I'm gonna lean on Eric a lot, make sure that we kind of get this, help him create what it is that he wants to create with this game. I know that my audition, I did almost like a spot-on Joker voice, which is really weird.
But for Batman?
But for Batman. And I didn't know what it was that they wanted to accomplish. But I mean, I've heard you were doing me. For sure. That's what I'm just saying. I know. I was flattered. A little irritated, but I was flattered as well. So it's awkward now. I know. But I think it needs to be.
I think that for, the audition process, when you walk in and you're offered the opportunity to even audition for like a childhood fantasy role, for me that was Joker, and I can't even imagine. I mean, just trying to audition for Joker was hard enough. Trying to think about auditioning for anything else, like trying to walk and do Batman, I don't know how you managed to do that.
And Joker more, in my opinion.
Really?
Honestly. Yeah, absolutely. To me, it's just like it is such a. It's such an iconic character, even within this iconic, the iconography of all of Batman. The Joker in that, to me, is just like, it's such an important role. I mean, because again, Batman tends to not be very verbose, and he's kind of reserved in a lot of ways. The fun part with this version of this Batman is that he's not quite that defined, refined character we've seen in the past, which was fun to kind of play around with some of the more emotional elements of him, not in the, I'm going to sit down and eat some bonbons and have a good cry kind of emotional, but just being a little more unhinged.
Do you think there are harder characters to audition for? I mean, you have to get Batman right, you have to get Joker right, and these, like, everyone will go back to it, the years of legacy that, any sort of major comic hero has, you can't screw that up. So when it comes to doing those auditions, it must be really, really nerve-wracking, because there must be so much going through your brain, like you can't imagine what, you've got your own thoughts of what your character sounds like, right? That
actually, as far as auditioning for something this large, I do everything I can to not think about that, because I know, and even in the recording process itself, like once you've obtained the role, I try not to think about this, because I see this, and this is who I am, that's not me. But yeah, the minute you find out that almost becomes the job of like trying to go, I'm not going to think about how enormous this is, and just try to focus on what is this director asking of me right now, and maybe I can just throw that against the wall and hope it sticks. I don't know.
Well, when you think about auditioning these characters, you want to make sure that you get the Batman and the Joker right, of course. That would be the natural kind of mentality to have. But what's so great about the team with Warner Brothers Games Montreal is that they had that same consideration for every character. There wasn't just one like, just get that guy, you know, he'll be fine. Everybody was very carefully considered. And of course there was special attention that was paid to, because you're going to be playing as Batman. And the relationship with Joker is such an integral one to the Batman mythos. You want to make sure that that's properly represented. But there was just as much love and passion and commitment and dedication that went into the casting of these roles as was the writing and the level design and the gameplay and the environments and the lighting and everything else. It's amazing that the level and the abundance of passion that these people had for this, and it really comes through in the game.
You'll die badly, Batman. Making that happen is my personal mission in life. I'm gonna dedicate every waking minute to tracking you down and taking you out.